Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel, House Full of Geminis. My name is Jasmine and I'm so glad you can join me. So I am doing some recording today because this is a few minutes that I have to do this, and I just thought that I would kind of do a little review of my Walt Disney World trip. So I went this past December, January. It was actually over a New Year's Eve weekend or New Year's weekend. A friend of mine, her daughter, myself, and my daughter. My friend's daughter is just turned, it was for her 5th birthday, so she's 5. My daughter's 3, and we did a road trip. So from Birmingham, Alabama, it's about a 8.5 hour drive. We did it in about 9.5, 10 hours with the stops that we did, which we stopped more than I would have wanted to, but with too little, so it just kind of happened. And with my daughter, who found out this trip that she is not a road trip girl. She's not. Some people love road trips, some people don't. I happen to love road trips. She does not. So we will not be doing that long of a road trip for a little bit until she's a little bit older. But that will not deter us from going to Disney because we both quite enjoyed that part of our trip. So we did one day in the park, which was on New Year's Day, which found out is the busiest day of the year, which we kind of knew that, but we did this trip for my friend's daughter's birthday. Her birthday's on New Year's Eve. Really couldn't get around it. We tried to go to Magic Kingdom on her birthday, but by the time we booked our trip and paid for our trip and then we're doing our park reservations, surprise, surprise, Magic Kingdom was, the reservations were all gone. So we just went on New Year's Day, which was fine. And the girls enjoyed it. We did on New Year's Eve, well, back up. On the 30th, which is when we went and drove down, we got there about 7 p.m. Checked into our hotel. We stayed at All-Star Movie in the Fantasia. We were in the Fantasia area. Yes. So nice. Really enjoyed that. Loved everything about it. The service, we ate at the quick service for breakfast just about every single day we were there. Great for that. We did eat at the quick service area, so that was quite enjoyable. That night we had reservations at Beaches and Cream, so that's actually where we did dinner. It was actually quite a late reservation. It was 8:50. But we didn't really stop a whole lot for actual meals on the trip because we packed snacks and stuff for the road trip. So we ate at Beaches and Cream. The girls loved it. They ate their food. My food was amazing. I had the grilled cheese and some soup, and simple, but amazing. I loved it. And then I had, it was like the root beer float with alcohol. I don't remember the name of it. It was good. So yeah, quite enjoyed that. The girls loved their ice cream, of course. And yeah, so that was night 1. We went back to the room and kind of, settled in and went to sleep. The next day was the 31st, was my friend's daughter's birthday. So we kind of did a lot of resort hopping. We went to a couple of different resorts, rode the Skyliner that day. Yes, we rode the Skyliner and did the monorail and kind of resort hopped around the different resorts to see the different gingerbread houses. We saw the carousel, which I loved, and I'll try and remember to insert a little clip of that. It was great. And then we did have reservations Chef Mickey, so we did that, and the girls love that. So I'll kind of put some pictures in there. That was great. I would give that 5 out of 5 stars. The food was good. I mean, in my opinion, the food was good. And then the character interactions, which is what we were there for, was the character interactions, was great. Only downside, Daisy wasn't there, but I think it was because it was New Year's Eve and she was getting ready for the New Year's Eve parade and fireworks and stuff. So she, at least that's what the servers told us. So she was not there. But all the other characters, we saw Mickey, Minnie, Pluto, Donald, and Goofy. And that was great. And the staff members are great. They took pictures. The girls could hug the characters. I love that they can hug the characters now. When we went on our cruise, we couldn't actually hug or like touch the characters, still doing like selfies back in June. So that was great interactions. And my daughter did pretty good. She got, I think Mickey kind of threw her off a little bit. I don't think she was thinking he would be quite so large. But she like gave Minnie a hug. She gave, I want to say she gave Donald a hug. Pluto, I think she gave Pluto a hug. And she took pictures with all of them. Some of them I'm holding her in, and then other ones she like was down on the ground and like took her pictures with. So that was really fun. And then on New Year's Day, we got up and we went to Magic Kingdom. We didn't road drop because it was a pretty late night. In hindsight, we would, I know we did on the 31st. Why it was so late. We did some of that. They had like New Year's Eve activities at the pool and stuff for the kids. And so like they swam. I had to get in the water even though I didn't want to. I love to swim. I don't like being cold. It was a okay night. Like it wasn't cold, but it wasn't warm either. So like me getting in the pool, I got in there because I had to get in there with my daughter. So if I didn't have her, I would not have been in that water. So just FYI. But it was great. They were playing Encanto, which I didn't really get to watch because my daughter wanted to swim, but I love Encanto, like one of my favorite movies. I love Disney. I like all the Disney movies, but Encanto is really high up there on my list. Love Encanto. Anyways, they were playing movies on the screen. They did fireworks, which actually we ended up back in our room prior to the fireworks. And I want to say I was asleep before the fireworks even happened. I was so tired. It was such, fun. It was such a field day that I was exhausted at the end. My daughter slept well. She is not a good sleeper at night. She is always on the move, just like very high energy. So she slept beautiful that night and that attests to just how tired she was. So we had a jam-packed fun day even without going to the park, to the point where like my friend and I are like, we need to go and do just a resort stay and like just go around the different resorts, which I would love, but I also want to go to all the parks first. So we'll kind of fit that in there somewhere. But anyways, on the first, we went to Disney World. We did not road drop again. It was like late night. Everyone was tired. So we just kind of got up and went just kind of casually to Magic Kingdom and kind of did, our different things. We did do Genie Plus because standing in line with little kids just wasn't happening. And I will say that was a lifesaver. I have done some research on Genie Plus, but just being my first time going, it was very overwhelming to just kind of do. And I think in hindsight, there are some things I would do differently. I would still get Genie Plus, but there are some things I would do differently. One of them being I pre-purchased the night or the morning of, or the night before we did Seven Dwarfs Mine Train, and like pre-purchased all of our tickets, and then got there and my daughter couldn't ride because she wasn't tall enough, which was, devastating for her because she like wanted to get on the roller coaster. And it's just so much. It's like, it wasn't one day, it's just not enough time, which I knew that going into it that we weren't going to be able to do everything, especially because we had Bibbidi Bobbidi Boutique reservations, which kind of took a chunk of our time of like actually riding rides. So some of the stuff we couldn't even go do anyways that we wanted to do. But we had a fun field day and it was really fun. But that ride, make sure your kids are tall enough for the rides before you purchase the thing. And I could have went and gotten a refund for her, but at the end of the day, I just didn't want to take the time to go to guest relations to kind of like deal with that when we were planning on doing other things, and it was not that big a deal, at least not to me. For others though, if that does happen, you can go to guest relations and get a refund for doing that if you like buy one of the Lightning Lane upcharge Lightning Lane purchases, and someone in your party doesn't ride or is because they're too small to get on, you can go and get a refund. They did tell us that. So we did that. We did Bibbidi Bobbidi Boutique. That was great. We had some hiccups in the beginning, but then in the end it turned out really well. One thing they told us, because we did a later reservation, our reservation was at 6:30, and when we came out of the Bibbidi Bobbidi Boutique, they were directing us around the path where we couldn't go a certain way, which was we're trying to go over there to start Mickey's to see the princesses, but they wouldn't let us go that way because of the fireworks safety or something. But when we left Bibbidi Bobbidi Boutique, they told us that we would be able to go see the princess because, and like get the special pictures is all included because we had the photo pass. Like in like the studio was all included and we could go do that. But by the time we like finished the fireworks and made it back, found out they had closed at 8, which around that time, about 15-20 minutes before 8, when we were coming out of Bibbidi Bobbidi Boutique, that they told us we could go do those pictures, they were directing us away. So we wouldn't have been able to do that anyways, because we did end up like sitting for the fireworks, but we didn't realize that they were closing at 8. So just keep that in mind, and like just know that not all the cast members are aware of everything going on, because there's always like moving parts and stuff. And yes, it was disappointing, but it was not the end of the world. And by that time, my daughter was pretty much done with like even meeting characters. They wanted to ride rides, and like they were done with that. So it was just a late night. The reason why we even did the Bibbidi Bobbidi Boutique was that late was because it was one of the only reservations. I would definitely do it earlier in the day if I could. Yeah, but they enjoyed it and they had fun and whatnot. And we did get to see, we saw Tiana and Rapunzel and Cinderella and Elena. So those were the princesses that we met that day in their little cute little outfits. So we did that, and then the next day we came home. So it was a very short trip. Would I do it again? Yes, wholeheartedly. Will I do some things differently? Yes, of course. You kind of live and learn. This was my first trip, and I wasn't really planning this trip because it wasn't like my trip. It was for my friend's daughter's birthday. So I was, you know, she was kind of doing the reins to kind of gear it towards her daughters for her birthday. So going again, my biggest thing that I know, one, I want to go for longer, definitely. 2, I know I'm going to fly. 3, I want to do all the parts. And then I also found out my daughter was very disappointed she didn't get to meet Jasmine, which is her favorite princess. And come to find out that Jasmine's at Epcot. So, which I know, I've watched videos. I watch YouTube and watch Disney videos a lot. So I know there are plenty of things for kids to do at Epcot. It just, for this trip, that just wasn't in our we didn't have time for all of that. So it definitely will take longer time to like do all the parks and like really, I'm a planner, and I think next time I'm going to like be very more strategic in planning out my day, leave room for things to come up and stuff like that, but definitely would like to plan a little bit better than kind of like going with the flow. We did a lot of going with the flow this time. So but yeah, that was our I was gonna do like, I'll insert some like packing video, like what I packed for this, just kind of in this video, instead of doing a full packing video. I took 2 suitcases, one for my daughter, one for myself. They were both travel size. Like mine was an actual travel suitcase and hers was like a kid's suitcase. It was enough for us to go. I think by days in my travel packing cubes, and these are actually compression cubes I got for Christmas, that I requested to get these for Christmas knowing that I was going on this trip. And then I have some other like just regular packing cubes that I got off Amazon that if I need them I'll use. I am a Loungefly very new Loungefly collector, so because I'm so new, my collection is very small. So the things that the bags I'm taking 3, trying to limit it down. I'm going to do my crossbody in the car, which is my mother's and daughter's crossbody. This will just be because I can like go across my shoulder and you know, get in and out of the car very easily. And in a minute I will flip the camera on and just kind of show you some of the things that I've got. And then I don't have a Minnie Mouse bag anymore. I actually sold that. So one of my things is hopefully at Disney Springs, or if you can even get to the outlet, is to buy an actual like Minnie Mouse themed bag. But for right now, my plan is the day that I'm wearing the Birthday Squad shirt to wear my Ariel book bag that I actually haven't worn yet. And the reason why I chose that is because, as you can see, there are like little fireworks there. So I just thought that since it's, you know, New Year's Eve, that it would be fitting to wear that on that day. So I'm going to wear that in the matching wallet. I have not done this before. This was actually one of my birthday gifts back in June from my brother. So I'm going Princess, and I just love this bag. This is a box lunch exclusive that I ended up finding off of Mercari. And when I first found this bag, I like went searching because I was like, I have to have this bag. And so yeah, I found it, and it was actually one of the reasons why I sold that Minnie Mouse book bag, was mini book bag, because I wanted this one. So, and then that's the inside. So one of my plans is also to use my bags as packing cubes in my bag, in my suitcase. So I have this jumpsuit, which is just a green cute little jumpsuit, and so here is the final product. I had one travel size suitcase and one suitcase for my daughter, which is kid travel size, I guess. And then this is just a packing cube with our travel day, our car ride outfits. I just have them in a packing cube. I'm not sure if I'm going to stay the night at my friend's or just get up early in the morning, but I wanted them all in one spot. Then we were in the car, so I did take like some activities, you know, books and things like that for that, which I always recommend. A lot of this stuff I bought specifically for the car, knowing that we would be in the car and that she could do the different things in the car. It had like a little bucket with her. It had her name on it. It's, some of the lettering have come off. Let's see what else we had. Like other little, I mean, we had so many coloring things and like activities that like little, I love these. These are like the Water Wow from Melissa and Doug, and I probably have like 3 or 4 more of these. They dry. And there's like a little brush that you put water in, and it like when you put the water on it, it colors and then it dries, and they can do it over and over and over again. We have so many of these, and I before our next trip, when we go on the, even on the airplane, I take this on the airplane, and what I do is just once we're through security, I fill it up with the water. So we'll do that again. My daughter's not like, I love to color and whatnot. She's not a huge coloring person, but she will do it a little bit. So we did have some of this stuff that we colored and whatnot, and some books to read. This is cool. It's just like a little scratch off, which my friend's daughter, I think, did this a little bit more than my daughter did, but I mean, there's still plenty. So a lot of the stuff I will reuse. Like I kind of keep it hidden away, and it's not part of my daughter's like normal coloring stuff that she does, and then I'll bring it out for trips and stuff. So that's kind of what I do with those things. So that's, you know, some of the stuff I took some Play-Doh, which I actually don't even think we got to the Play-Doh and whatnot. And then of course the mess free things are great. So that's kind of like what I took in the car, and activities for the room and stuff like that. One of the other things I did take, which I have to see if I have a picture of her with her doll, but for Christmas she did get one of the Elite or Lily dolls, which are like the Disney Target dolls. I got her the Frozen one because it had like, it's the African American baby doll that has the really curly hair. So we of course took that in accessories, and my friend's daughter had one for her. She actually got like, she already had an American Girl, or no, Our Generation doll, and her mom got her like the Minnie Mouse little kit for Christmas, and so they had like some of the similar things. So we took that, and then just one other thing, just kind of like what to like pack. I kind of knew what we were wearing because I had special shirts for us. I had like these ears. I took these ears, my daughter's ears, these ears. So just kind of like, just about everything that I took, I actually did use. So like in packing, I'm very proud of myself. I was trying to be very strategic in my packing, because I knew I wouldn't have, even though we were driving, we were sharing a car with, you know, 2 other people, so I knew it didn't have a whole lot of room. And so I used just about everything I took. There were like a few like odds and ends that we, you know, always have an extra pair of pants and bottoms and things like that we didn't use. The weather kind of took me for a loop. When I originally started packing, planning for this trip, it was supposed to be cold. It was supposed to be like high of 60s, and it turned out to be a high of 80s by the time we were like last minute, like a couple days before my trip. I'm like looking at the weather, I'm like, oh, I need to like rearrange my wardrobe, because I was packing for, you know, cooler weather, and it was actually going to be really hot during the day and then like cool at night. So I took like, of course, jackets and stuff, but the shirts didn't really change, but the bottoms, like the bottoms that I ended up taking were different. So I ended up taking, of course, some long pants just in case we wanted to do long pants. I'm a long pants person. I wear leggings and jeans. I am not a shorts or skirts person. I just don't like to show my legs, so I don't do that. But my daughter will wear skirts. So to Magic Kingdom, she actually wore this shirt, which says "My First Disney Trip." Which it says trip, even though we have been on a Disney trip, but I just liked the shirt and we went to Disney World, so it has Janai, her name, on there. She wore this with her little white and black skirt that I got from like a little you know, consignment shop here in Birmingham, which I'll insert a picture of her in it here. But that is what we wore. But I also had like some long pants in case she wanted to wear long pants or whatnot. And then I wore this and I want to say I wore black like jeggings, jean leggings with my shirt that says mommy. So we have matching shirts. And then we wore our ears, these ears, to Magic Kingdom. And then the 31st, because it was my friend's daughter's birthday and we were going to Chef Mickey's, we wore our birthday shirts. So my daughter's shirt, the shirts that we wore to Magic Kingdom, I actually bought off of Etsy. And if I remember, I will link the shop that I got them from down below. They came really fast. I ordered them when we first knew for sure, I knew for sure we were coming or going. I ordered those shirts because I didn't know if I would have time to really make, I do make shirts, which I'm going to show you, but I didn't know if I would have enough time to make shirts for it. So I ordered those because I really liked them and they were simple and we could match. But then these shirts, I end up getting the SVG, which is just like the file that you can use to cut the vinyl, and made my daughter and my shirts literally, I think I made these 3 days before we left. And so it just says birthday squad and it has the year, and we wore these to Chef Mickey and on the 31st for my friend's daughter's birthday, because she had on a little birthday shirt, and then her mom had on a shirt that says mommy of the birthday girl. So we just have birthday squad because we were just part of her squad to help her celebrate her birthday. So this is the shirt I made, and we wore jeans that day, just some regular jeans. So yeah, so that's kind of in a nutshell what I took. If this video isn't too long, I'll insert little clips of packing for this. I did use compression packing cubes and regular packing cubes and loved both of them. I love to pack when we're going long distance with packing cubes and compression cubes. So that's what I used. So yeah, if you like this video, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe, and stay tuned for my next video. Bye now.